Your skills is directly proportionate to your income. The skills that you have that can solve other people's problem is directly proportionate to your income. So what does that mean? When you look at your skills and when you look at your income, it has a relation. The more skills you have to solve people's problems, the more income that you have. Welcome to Essential Tools Entrepreneur. This podcast is about inspiring, motivating entrepreneurs and teaching skills to pay the bills. In this podcast, you will learn everything it takes to be a successful entrepreneur. Things like sales, marketing, employee management, more sales, and more marketing. And I am your host, Eric Williams. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I'd like to welcome everyone to my first episode of Essential Tools Entrepreneur. And pretty much this first episode is going to be composed of my intro, introduce myself. Pretty much I'm going to tell everybody what is this podcast going to be about, the average length of the podcast I plan it to be, and pretty much I'm going to introduce a gold nugget right at the end. So let's go ahead and get started. So first introduction. My name is Eric Williams. I am an entrepreneur. I have actually started a couple different businesses, a couple different online businesses. I'm definitely involved in real estate, pretty much in the beginning stages of real estate. So I'm not like this successful big guru entrepreneur guy, make millions of dollars. No, I'm just an entrepreneur like you all decide to listen to this podcast that's pretty much out learning and implementing and moving as an entrepreneur and growing, getting to my goal. And pretty much what I wanted to do is everything that I've learned, everything that I'm learning, I want to come back and pretty much help people out and give back, because I know how it feels to be in different situations and you don't have the knowledge to be able to move forward. My podcast is not going to be a lot of fluff. The length is going to be relatively short. I'm talking maybe like 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes 3 minutes. I'm just going to come in and I'm going to just drop some knowledge. I'm going to drop some bombs in this podcast. So yeah, stay tuned. And that's it. This is my first podcast, my first episode of Essential Tools Entrepreneur. And let me drop that golden nugget on you for my first episode. So the golden nugget of this episode, I learned this from one of my teachers, I guess you can say like a mentor, by the name of Billy Jean, right? And he was educating, he was telling me that your skills is directly proportionate to your income. The skills that you have that can solve other people's problem is directly proportionate to your income. So what does that mean? When you look at your skills and when you look at your income, it has a relation. The more skills you have to solve people's problems, the more income that you have. Like if you take a piece of paper, and it's something I challenge everybody to do that's listening to this podcast right now. Take a piece of paper and just list out all the skills that you have can solve people's problems. Can you fix computers? Can you braid hair? Can you do hair? Just like different things that can solve people's problems. And then just look at your income. Draw a line in the middle and just look at your income. And you'll see the more skills you have, the more income that you have, or more income that's available that you can go out and get as an entrepreneur. So, and he kind of put it in a way as like a bag. Say if you have like a big bag or like a briefcase or something, and you got a whole bunch of skills in there, and you can just take those skills out and pretty much apply it and pretty much solve people's problems in exchange for money. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what this podcast is going to be composed of just sharing different things that's needed as an entrepreneur. Sales, marketing is one of the two biggest things. I don't think people realize that most of their business is pretty much sales, but nevertheless, we'll get into that. So yeah, that's it for today's introduction podcast. Pretty much it was an intro. I told you what this podcast is going to be about. I told you the length of the podcast, and I shared with you that golden nugget. And with that, I'd like to say, see you all later. This is episode 1.
And there it is. I have been your host, Eric Williams. Thanks for checking out Essential Tools Podcast. And don't forget to go to my website at knowledgeandbusiness.com. The more you learn, the more you earn.